Testing 1, 2. All right. Hello and welcome to the show. Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome to the show. This is a kind of an update. Today is Monday, January 13th, 2020, and it is 11:10 p.m. This is a late report. Here's the scoop. About 2 weeks ago, I saw a missing person thing on Facebook, and then I saw it again, and I saw it was posted by my stepson's mother-in-law, Nene. And so then we had a barbecue. I went to a barbecue. Nene was there, and she asked if I could help. Carlos said he would help. So I asked Daisy. Daisy said, okay. So we squared away whatever we had to do. Drove there. It was kind of an ordeal. And got to the place at 6:30 in the morning. And we're going to be meeting the crew that it was somebody searching for this gentleman. Gentleman's name is Giancomo Boccolari. Giancomo Boccolari, 22 years old. So before we left, I got up and asked Daisy, my guardian angel, what the story was. And she provided me with information. Here's my notes from the information. So I asked Daisy, may I inquire about the missing cousin of Carlitos? That's my stepson. And she said yes. And then I asked, is he alive? And Daisy said no. Next question I asked is he underwater? And I have a very unusual response, one I've never had before. It wasn't a yes and it wasn't a no. Again, the question was, is he underwater? Answer wasn't a yes, it wasn't a no. So I interpreted that to be exactly on the edge of the beach. On the edge of the water. So the next question I asked Daisy is the body still floating down river? And that's at 7:20 a.m. January 8th, 2020. And again, this very unusual response from Daisy wasn't a yes, it wasn't a no. Second time it's ever happened. First time just prior. So I interpreted that maybe he's not floating, he's just bobbing a little bit, moving a little bit. Big river. So then I asked Daisy, is the body touching the bank of the river? And Daisy said, yes, the body is touching the bank of the river. Okay. See, because this river is it's like a giant fire hose in a rock canyon that you don't want to get near. So I asked Daisy, what is the exact distance? This is the big question. What is the exact distance from where he started fishing to where I will locate his body? And she said it was between 17 and 18. So what she said, between 17 and 18. So I put 17 and a half, ballpark it. Because the water's flowing. And you get stuck under these boulders that are about the size of your house. So with those, see, so now I'm going to have to drive 8 hours through, and it's not safe either. And I'm going up to 10,000 something feet, whatever the hell it is, excuse my French, 10,800. And hike around and look for this gentleman's body. So I did all those questions. I meditated again and did the exact same questions once again and got the exact same responses. That's at 7:38 a.m. So I started packing up all kinds of stuff. I found out it was cold weather. Carlos came and picked me up, and we went up there. And interesting group. It was kind of like they all were brothers. Seriously. It was a camaraderie I've never felt before. It was everyone supporting everyone else. It was kind of close to the edge for me. I can't hang on to that stuff. It gets pretty intense. I was able to shake the mother's hand and said I'm here to help her. So what happened was a gentleman came up and introduced himself, and because I was the only, some gringo there with a ponytail, who's this guy? Holding up a cell phone, videoing. So I say, hi, my name's SamBell. I, blessed to communicate with angels, and I show him this map, and I said, I think he's, blah, 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 down this way. He looks at me and goes, that's what the other angel said. He gets really excited. Really excited. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. This is getting more interesting at every step of the way. And he calls over another gentleman. This gentleman looks like he could, make a TV show how to survive on the edge of a cliff. So the Commandante was the gentleman that I first met, who liked me and liked the map instantly. Matter of fact, he stuck on me like glue for 3 days. Was Luis Alfaro. I'll follow Mr. Correction, the Commandante wherever. All the way. And then the second gentleman was Juan Carlos Flores Torreblanca. He's like, I don't know, special forces or something. I don't know. Both of them exceptional gentlemen, completely out of my league. They were totally serious about what I was talking about, though. And I had the feeling that Special Services gentleman Juan Carlos was the connection to the other angel story. I had that strong feeling. So, again, Daisy said the body would be 27.3 kilometers from where he started fishing. And today the news reported the body was found 24 kilometers from where he first started fishing. So I missed by 3.3 kilometers. Now, the way the miss is done is, this place is not easy to get to. So the Navy had drones and special forces people. I'm not even going to begin who and whatever. But there were people that, rocks and the rope and the helmet and all the whole routine. And it's really, 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 really dangerous. You don't want to mess up down there because it's not going to be pretty. So they're looking at 27.3 miles Well, actually, they've got all these maps, the Commandante. So when we get to the 27.3 spot, it's just awful. Straight on down, 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 straight on down. You don't even want to look over the edge on both sides. So it's like, no, there's no place to park. And then we know this is not the place to go down. It's like, instant die. So we went about a half mile further and started the beginning of the search. And then they kept going and they dropped off more people. So the ones that actually went back to this 27.3 spot wasn't much, if anybody. I don't think anybody did. I know I did it. And I think I was the furthest one down that way. That's the way I went, down back that way. To the. So we didn't exactly check where we wanted to check, but we went on around it and spread out. But it's not easy to see something there because it's dangerous. And the water's like an inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 5 feet, 10 feet. And it's just like whoosh, flowing. That's the easy spots. That's the easy spots. The difficult spots, it's like, it's hard to describe. It's just giant boulders and giant waves of, white water. So here's the report so they were taking drone pictures. So yesterday I did 22 drone pictures. I asked Daisy to help me sort out which ones. We kind of tracked his corpse. And then today I got really sick. A doctor helped me, and that's a whole nother story. But I survived the night, got some oxygen and some garlic tea and upchucked something serious. 10,800 feet. Good luck. So then we came back to civilization in Lima, Peru yesterday, Sunday. And Sunday morning we worked also on more drone stuff. A lot of drone stuff. So I said I would continue to do it online because I was kind of sick, weak. So Carlos brought me back last night. Then today they sent me more drone pictures and we focused more on the target area and they found him. Now the last drone picture I sent them was this picture. You may see the X sparks a spot right here. And I sent that at here's some correspondence with the Commandante with the picture. What happened was I gave him my business card. My show, SamBellShow.com, has a couple of different business addresses for SamBellShow, but for me it's avatarsambell@gmail.com, and so it wasn't clarified that I accept responsibility for that. So they were sending all these drone images, a lot of them, to the show. So I had to then somebody came down and used a satellite phone from somewhere, called Carlos. Carlos called Blanca. Blanca told me. So what did I do? I had the producer send it to my email address. Then I opened it up on my email address, and so I had Daisy help me with these 12 images. There's actually 14 images, but they were on 12 emails. And so I looked at each of those images, and Daisy helped me pick out the image that is the best way to get to his body. Because that was a question I was asking her. What's the best way to get to his body? So like nobody gets killed. Over on this side, it's like a mountain that goes way up there. And it's rock. We'll have some pictures of that. So here's what I said this is what I sent to the Commandante. And I sent this today, January 13th, 2020 at 2:11 p.m. And I'm to the Commandante from me. Sorry for the delay. Please do correspondence and email to my email address, which is avatarsambell@gmail.com. I am right now getting these images as they have been forwarded to my producer from the show website. I am addressing this and will respond as soon as I do my best. If I do not respond within 90 minutes, I will email you with an update. My cell phone, my lovely wife, Blanca, is fluent in English and Spanish. Sam. Okay, and that's a 217. So 217, and then I sent him the selected image an hour later, 317, and then they found the decedent an hour later. They found him an hour later. 3.3 kilometers from where Daisy said. And to quote the mainstream news, divers of the Navy of War found the body of the young Giacomo Boccolari on a cliff an hour and a half from the place of the accident. Right now they are performing maneuvers to recover the corpse. In these effective moments of the National Police of Yayos moved to the kilometer 145, close to the area called Morro de Arica in Yayape, where it would have been found the body of the young man who fell to the Canet River on January 1st. So he fell in on the 1st. They had a bunch of people looking for him from the 2nd on. They've been there all the way through. They found him today at 5. They found him at 5:33. It's reported at 6:33. I sent them the last drone X marks the spot at 3:13. At 2:10. I sent that at 2:10. So he got it. Got the people into position. Said, okay, it's worth a try going in some tight space. Very, very interesting. So, let me think what else here to comment on. Here we go. Let's see. So special thanks to Luis Alfaro Comandante. I've never really been around men in that sort of situation. It was very powerful. And to Juan Carlos. And again, we missed by 3.3 kilometers. And we did a location with drones and the spiritual side. So that's artificial intelligence and intuitive intelligence. It's a connection of the heart to where modern people can focus today. So when I arrived Saturday morning at about 6:15 with Carlos, they said that the teams will be there at 6:30. And then a bunch of Jeeps pulled up, and all these guys, came down the hill and up the hill and up the side of the hill in different uniforms and all stood around. And I'm looking, boy, these shiny boots and, army clothes and, police clothes and Navy clothes. And then there was a guy that was just mellow, regular clothes. And that was the Commandante. And as I looked off to my left, there was a gentleman standing where the decedent, the corpse, the guy that died was standing. He's standing in the exact same spot. It's a little piece of dirt that's slippery. And he's standing looking at the river. He's taking a bite of bread and he's throwing it in the river. And I'm looking at this guy going, why are you standing there? Why are you taking a bite of bread? And why are you throwing it in the river? And there were two other people standing behind him, and I want to say they looked reverent. And I heard him say the word Apu and Pachamama. I'm like, wow. Of course, I didn't get it on, phone. All hell's breaking loose around me. I'm not walking around with a phone. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. That guy going to fall down. So it's artificial intelligence. It's elevating consciousness. It's making access to talents that each of us hold. When we put our minds to it, use our ability to focus, our unconditional love, and our willpower. Those are three things you had before you were born. You use those to incarnate yourself. And those are the three things you have right now. And you're wearing a suit of flesh. Someday you'll remove the suit of flesh, and your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love will move on. Dust to dust. So when you exercise your skills, understand that prayers work. Hello? Prayers work. And prayers are very interesting, but you kind of have to use them effectively. I'm a speech and language pathologist, so in terms of communication, it means you send a message to them, that person, that entity, that group, that team, that whatever. And then they send something back that improves something new, that improves the thought forms you were holding before. It's back and forth. New information, sharing. New information, sharing. Back and forth. Otherwise, you're just talking at each other. No one's listening. So when you're reaching up, they reach down. The higher entities are like, yeah, we're here to help you. We'll help you. We'll help you. You got to reach up, though, boys and girls. You can't drink and drive. You'll pay a price. So when you use your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love, three things you can't measure in a hospital, no x-rays or sonograms or, those sort of things. They're not going to be there. And so, when people have near-death experiences, they're up above their body. They say, I'm looking down, blah, 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 I can see. Well, their eyeballs aren't up there. Their eyeballs are stuck in their head down there in the hospital room, in the bed or whatever. Surgical table. Dead. But the person is way the hell up there in the universe, looking down, they're doing it without their eyes. Their physical eyes. They're doing it on a different frequency and dimension that's always there. It's what's connected to your heartbeat. It's what's connected to your body temperature. You don't really think about regulating your body temperature. You know how hard it would be to construct something like you that keeps the same temperature all the time? Considering the different things you eat? So there's a big connection there that if you're distracted, it's not even going to be close. You'll say, the best you'll say, it's a coincidence. Sure. So, you reach up, they reach down. Exercise your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love, and your empathy will improve. Your ability to resonate at frequencies that are healthy and healing. The amplitudes of those unconditional love energies also will multiply. So, in conclusion, my goal was to help relieve the distress of his loved ones. He's in heaven. It's really, really nice. But it doesn't mean he doesn't strongly desire that his loved ones know that he is really, really fine, other than them tormenting in the sorrow of missing him. There's no off switch for unconditional love. Now on this planet, everything is basically powered by unconditional love from Source. Basically, energy is energy. The white light story is kind of universal. Big time. Seriously, big time. Big, big, big time. The sun behind the sun. Always understand inner space is greater than outer space. Relatively, the subatomic particles are further apart than the planets and stars in our universe. So inner space is far, far greater. And as our Lord taught, go within. Go within. So when you're saying your prayers, because you're such a powerful soul and you're reaching up, you have to direct the prayer to someone. And that's what your angel does. Takes the message to them. They don't decide who to take it to. So you just can't, it's not like, I'm going to call somebody. I just pick up the phone and start talking at it. I got to dial in a certain number so the message gets to them. They hear it. They respond in some way. They add some thought forms to the message. They send it back. It goes in my ear. And now my brain is actually improved, hopefully. Maybe I add something back. That's communication. So my point is, you must tell your guardian angel whom to bring your message. Step 1. You must tell your guardian angel to whom to bring your message. Okay? You're a mother, the child's late, you're worried, the little boy's not there. Go to the big honk, the big wheel. Go to Mother God. Say to your guardian angel, I petition that you bring this message to Mother God to protect my son, if it is God's will at this time. Your guardian angel is going to do, take off on an angelic dirt bike, like, faster than ever. And come back with the message. And when the message is returned, it is implanted, infused into the cells, into the water, into the heart, the entire water system of you, with receptive language that's accessible with meditation. You have to be quiet and meditate to receive the message. Praying is talking to Source. Meditation is listening to Source. So the basic rules are: 1, give the message to your guardian angel and tell them where to take it. 2, you got to meditate and listen to the advice so you learn your lessons with the least amount of pain. That's what angels are for. They're there to, your guardian angel is there to help you learn your lessons with the least amount of pain. You can access them. Matter of fact, they have no choice. They don't have free will. You have free will. Your guardian angel does not have free will. You tell them to go do something, they got to go do it. Doesn't mean that deity, our Lord, or whomever, Archangel Michael, or, is going to do it. But they got to deliver the message. That's their job. They were created by divine Source, Mother and Father God, just to do that. There's all different kinds of archangels and angels and cherubs and legions. Actually, more than, it's limitless. Let me just say it that way. So, meditate. You got to learn to meditate. And once you connect, the stuff that I'm doing with Daisy is what you can do. So, out of all this pain and torture, all this horrid nightmare, all this loss, I met with his friends, nice guys. Met with his brothers, really fine gentlemen. The military, the Navy, the police, the drone operators, the electrical people, all the stuff was totally, totally amazing. And out of that difficult situation, I think each of them is going to have a better understanding of angels, and that they each have a connection. Okay, this is Sam Bell Show. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. If you'd like to talk to me about communicating with your guardian angel, go to the website, www.sambellshow.com. You and all your loved ones are always, always in my prayers. Bye-bye.